It's a great pleasure on all of our behalf to welcome Pujya Swamiji. His background and contributions and accomplishments are highly inspiring. I'm going to give you just a sample of those. Swamiji was born in California, not our California. Trinidad also has got California, Trinidad. Then the family migrated to Canada, where he grew up, and then got his degree in philosophy and political sciences from York University. And then as a young seeker, the spirituality was very deep in his heart. As they say, when one is ready, Guru comes in. Swamiji was ready. Gurudev came in his life. And that's it. You know what happens when Gurudev comes in our life. So he got inspired, his spirituality got manifested, and of course, the rest is all Chinmaya Mission. So he joined Santipati Sadhanalaya, graduated from the Vedanta course in 1994, and then from 1994 to 1997, as Brahmachari, he went around India, various centers, and in Nepal. And after that, in 97, Guruji, Swami Prakashanandaji, knowing his background, asked him to serve, go back to Trinidad and serve. And sure enough, it was from then onwards, last 26 years, nearly 3 decades, it's been a great success in terms of growing that part of the country and also extending it to South America as well. 2005, Swamiji was given Diksha as Swami Prakashanandaji. And from 1997 onwards, 1997 October, the ashram was actually inaugurated in Trinidad. From then onwards, the ashram started growing. Trinidad, as you know, has got 3rd or 4th generations of Indians settled there. And sure enough, they are all starving with that knowledge what they brought at that time from India. And they were all actually waiting for Swamiji to come and start the ashram. And it picked up momentum. 97 onwards, with that Chinmaya ashram in #1 Chinmaya Drive in Trinidad. That's the address. 30-40 acres and grew. As you know, Trinidad has got 50% of the population in Indians. And out of that, 60% are the Hindus. And Swamiji made a big impact in them. And since then, of course, Swamiji has been conducting various yajnas and talks not only in Trinidad and various other places also. Of course, he visits US very often and every year almost, and then goes to other places also like Canada and Caribbean and also UK and so on. Now, in 2012, recognizing the contribution what he has done, Trinidad government has actually acknowledged the Swamiji's accomplishment by awarding him a very prestigious award, Chaconia Gold Medal. Momentum again picked up. Now, there is a big school, Chinmaya Vidyalaya school, in next to Chinmaya ashram there. And that is a very, very popular, well sought out school. and it's a role model. Imagine the Caribbean curriculum combined with Balavihar curriculum. So that is the kind of uniqueness in that school. It's called Saint Tulsidas School. So that school has been really making a big difference in Trinidad. There are several unique things, apart from, of course, the usual things what we can hear, making an impact in Trinidad people. One of the things what we personally experienced, I want to share that with you. So that's just a sample. 2014, Trinidad hosted Mahasamadhi camp, and some of us were fortunate to attend that. When we landed in the airport, we took a taxi and told the taxi driver, take us to that address. And of course, they all speak very fluent English, even though multiple generations are British. So this taxi driver started conversing and then asked us, where are we going, why are we going, whom are we meeting? The moment we said we are going to meet with Swami Prakashanandaji, guess what was the response? Oh, you are going to meet Swami Prakashanandaji? Swami Prakashanandaji is our God. That is the impact on the taxi driver. And of course, you can imagine our response to that. So, and he is not only, impacting in Trinidad like this, and of course, he is spreading that in, as I said, in Southern America also, South America. Started a new center in Kenya and so on. So it's spreading. So we are very, very fortunate to have Swamiji with us. And also, those who have not heard and who heard also the uniqueness about the way actually Trinidad Guru Sotrams, Trinidad Hanuman Chalisa, and Trinidad way of chanting, we'll enjoy that. And we'll see, of course, in Kishkindha Kanda today evening, and also subsequent evenings till Saturday. And those who have come in the morning for Kathopanishad, they will know how actually deep it was, taking one mantra and explaining. And those who did not come in the morning, please check with one of them, and I'm sure you will start coming from tomorrow morning onwards. So starting from today till Saturday, we have both morning and evening. So please do participate and benefit and enjoy. I also take this opportunity to welcome Brahmacharini Akalkaji. She is actually Brahmacharini resident Acharya there in Ramcharitramanas, New Jersey, the last 2 years. And Akalkaji did the Vedanta course in Trinidad and served in Trinidad for 6 years before coming and taking over this responsibility in Cranbrook, New Jersey, in Ramdut Ashram. And of course, we welcome our beloved Raghuji and Geetaji. Always their support and blessings very much we need. And we welcome you all. So with this, I request Swamiji to start the yajna. Hari Om.
Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Sita Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Sita Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Sita Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Sita Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Sita Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Rama, Rama. Rama, Rama Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Hare 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 Rama, Rama Ram, Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Sita Ram, Ram Ram. Syavar Ramchandra ki. And salutations to Bhagwan Ganesh, salutations to Saraswati Maya, salutations to Guru, to Ram, Hanumanji, and last Tulsidas ji. If you know these mantras, you please join. If you don't, you just concentrate on that form. Gajananam Bhutaganavisedam Kapitijambo Halasaranam Umasutam Shokavinashakaranam Namami Vighaneshwar Pankajam Yakunde Dutusharhardhavala Yashubhra Vastravrita Yavina Vardhanamandit Kara Yashvet Padmasana Ya Brahmachyuta Shankar Prabhritibhi Devai Sadavandita Samam Pat Saraswati Bhagavati Samam Pat Saraswati Bhagavati Nishesh Samast Jan Kalyan Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Lokabhiramam रघुवंशनाथं राजीवनेत्रं लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये। मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं धीमतां वरिष्ठम् वातात्मजं वानरयूथ मुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। बंदो श्री तुलसी के चरण, जिनकी ने जग काज, कलि समुद्र बुणत लखेउ, प्रगटेउ सप्त जहाज। कलि समुद्र बुणत लखेउ, प्रगटेउ सप्त जहाज। बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम। बोलो राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम। हरे राम 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 सीता राम राम राम। मंगल भवन मंगल हारी, द्रव कुश दशरथ अजर बिहारी। श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम। रघुकुल रीति सदा चली आई, प्राण जाई बरु बचन न जाई। श्री राम जय राम, सब गाइए जय जय राम। बिनु सत्संग विवेक न होई, राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई। श्री राम जय राम ऐकलिकरमन भगति विवेकु राम नाम अवलंबने जय जय राम बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम हे राम 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 सीता राम राम हरे राम राजा राम 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 सीता राम 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 श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की Okay, so let me welcome all of you to this Kishkindha Kanda. This is fourth Kanda of Ramcharitramanas. It is said that Swami Tulsidas ji wrote the first 3 Kandas in Ayodhya. And after Ayodhya, he moved to Kashi. So this Kishkindha Kanda is written in Kashi. If you go there, just next to Asi Ghat, right, one ghat north of Asi Ghat is Tulsi Ghat. He sat there and started writing the rest from there. All right, so Kishkindha is named after the place where Bhagwan Ram met Hanumanji. That is given that name. So in this Kishkindha Kanda, the first story is where Bhagwan meets Hanumanji or Hanumanji meets Bhagwan. There's Parama Bhakta meets Parameshwara. Like that in Kishkindha. So it is given that name. All of the Kandas have names like that based on some place where they are there and all that. Aranya Kanda is because they are in forest. So Kishkindha. Well, story of Ramayana all of you know. Everybody is... Tulsidas ji wrote Ramayana in Awadhi. Valmiki ji wrote in Sanskrit. And Ramanand Sagar wrote in film. It's nicely as... And that time when it was, put on the television, the streets used to be empty. So everybody knows the story of Ramayana because of Ramanand Sagar, because people don't like to read, but to look at television and all, people like screens, See, now we have moved from book also to screen. Like screens. So let us get straight in, because you know the story already. We'll get straight into this. There are 7 Kandas in his Ramcharitramanas. The first there is Bal Kanda, then Ayodhya Kanda, then there is Aranya Kanda, then this Kishkindha Kanda, which we are doing now. After this there will be Sundar Kanda, Lanka Kanda and Uttar Kanda, like that. 7 of them. And Tulsidas ji gets straight to the story. What has happened in Aranya Kanda, previous Kanda? There, Bhagwan Ram lost Sita ji. Ravan came and kidnapped her there. So now he is looking. So see the first word that he writes. He begins this story. Not begins. Continues this story. See. First chapter. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. See, I'll sing like this. So, in between, when I sing one chaupai, you have opportunity to sing Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya in the tune which I am singing, not in your own tune, No. So that I get opportunity to sing Ramayana and you get opportunity to sing name of Bhagwan. All right. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram. आगे चले बहुरी रघुराया श्री राम जय राम ऋष्यमुख पर्वत नियराया श्री राम जय राम करह सचिव सहित सुग्रीवा आवत देखी अतुल बल सीवा श्री राम जय अति सभीत कह सुनो हनुमाना श्री पुरुष जुगल बल रूप निधाना श्री धरि बत रूप देखु तै जाई कहे सुजानी जिय शयन बुझाई पठये बाली होई मन मेला भागो तुरत तजो यह सैला जय रघुराम जय सीताराम जय श्री राम जय श्री राम श्यावर रामचंद्र की we should try to clap also. Tulsidas ji says that clapping claps out all these sins from our heart. And where do the sins go? In the hearts of those people who don't clap. It's good to clap sometimes when this chanting is going on. आगे चले बहुरी रघुराया ऋष्य मुख पर्वत नियराया. He writes, now he starts. आगे चले बहुरी who रघुराया. Oh, the lines are also nice. Bhagavan moved ahead once more, like that. Again, as though he was in the habit of moving ahead. See, from there, what happened in Ayodhya? Then Kaikeyi asked for this boon. Quickly he packed up and in no time, those of you who know the story, why waste time? Immediately. Move ahead. It's good to, otherwise what happened? We hold on to the past. So the idea in the first word, aage chale bahuri aguraya, like that. He was in the habit of moving ahead, thrown out there. Dasharath Maharaj died, he came to Chitrakoot, Bharat came, then Sita ji was kidnapped, left Chitrakoot again, like this. She was kidnapped after he left Chitrakoot. Moving ahead. Life is a dynamic thing. Gurudev used to like this word. Dynamic life. Otherwise, what's the opposite of that? Stagnant life. When the mind becomes stagnant, it holds on to things of the past and just gets sunken there. And all things of the past, we drop them. See, we have no access to the past, isn't it? Zero access to the past. There's nothing we can go back and change, nothing we could do about the past, nothing actually. The most useless thing is to spend time thinking about the past. And all that is indicated in this one word, one phrase, Aage chale. He moved ahead. Sitaji is kidnapped. Move ahead. Because something can be done by not just hankering on past things and all that. Bahuri Raguraya, he's in the habit of moving ahead. Rishyamukh Parvata Niyaraya. He came there to Rishyamukh Parvat. Niyaraya. Near means near. Near. Niyaraya, like that. This Ramcharitramanas and some of the words, they are so wonderful. You know what is senior? Senior people who can see near. Can't see very far, like that only. So, Niyaraya means he came near to that Rishyamukh Parvat. Niyaraya, like that. Then, Taharaha Sachiva Sahita Sugriva. Sugriva lived on that Rishyamukh Parvat. Then, when Sugriva saw this Rama Lakshmana coming, Avat Dekhi, Atula Bala Siva. It's two people coming who look to be of immeasurable strength, you know. When Sugriva saw that, then Atisabhi Tatkaha Sunu Hanumana. With great fear, he said to Hanumanji now. With great fear in his heart. Purusha Jugala Bala Rupani Thana. These two look so powerful. Both of them look so powerful. Dhari Batu Rupa Dekhutai Jai. You take the form of a brahmachari and go there and see who they are. He tells to Hanumanji, Kahesu Jani, Jia Sayana Bujai. Pathaye Bali Hoi Mana Mela. Bhagav Turata Tajau Yaha Sela. If they have been sent by Bali to kill me, from there itself, you give some sign. Don't come here to tell me, you know. From there itself, you give some sign, and Bhagav Turat, I will run away from here quickly. So you give a sign from there. And she said, Atisabhi Takasunu Hanumana. With great fear, he said to Hanumanji, and here also, Bhagav Turat, I'll run away from here. So this is description of Sugriva in Ramcharitramanas. Yet, Sugriva is Mahad Darpok. It means all the time, one biggest coward in Ramayana is Sugriva. All the time, running, on the run. I do not know if you have seen Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo and Shaggy. So when they have to run, they do like that. Ding! Have you seen that? They don't just run like that. First they're on the spot, and then they... Have you seen that? Yeah. So that this Sugriva, he was always in mode. Always waiting to... Yeah. Always... Just now only to bolt out now. This is Sugriva. See, he will tell the story just now to Bhagwan Rama. What happened? Mayavi came and challenged Bali. Sugriva was living in palace with Bali at that time. Mayavi came and challenged Bali. Bali ran after Mayavi. Sugriva ran behind. Then Mayavi went into a cave and hid there. Bali went after him. He told Sugriva, you stay outside. If I don't come out in 2 weeks, then you go home. Sugriva waited for 1 month. After 1 month, he saw blood coming out of that cave. And he thought, oh my God, Bali is dead. He blocked him out of the cave and ran. Ran away back to the palace. Then Bali was not dead. Bali came out. He came there and saw him. Sugriva was sitting on the throne. And everybody was fanning him and everything. Like this. Bali got so angry, he took that gada and gave him a few, and again Sugriva left his wife and everybody and then ran. So from their cave he ran here. From here when he got licks he ran there. You know when they were sending all these monkeys on all different sides? When they called all the monkeys, they made four groups. To one group they sent north, one group east, one group west, and one little group with Hanumanji and all they sent south. Like that. So Sugriva was telling, when you all go north, you will see this mountain, then you will see that river, then you will see that country, then you will see that, like that, iceberg, and you will see all this. You go. And then when he was group going east, he told, you will see this country and that river and that lake. And then he was telling. So Bhagavan said, Sugriva, what is this? You studied geography in school or what? How you know all these, whatever they will meet on all sides? Huh? He said, Prabhu, when Bali was chasing me to kill me, I ran to every country in this world. He ran to every place, and that means he also came to America. Sugriva would have come here also. So he knew, like that, he was always on the run. And after running everywhere, trying to save himself from Bali, Sugriva came back only to Kishkindha, right here, Rishyamukha Parvat in Kishkindha. And he settled right there because Bali had a shrap. Bali could not go to Rishyamukha Parvat. So right where he started, right there he had to end up. Actually, the story is so nice also. This jiva comes out from here and looks for refuge and looks for peace and looks for contentment in this whole world. And he'll never find it until he comes back right where he started only. Right home to Om. There only he'll find peace. So he settled down nicely here. But now, Bali could not come there because Bali had shrap. Bali could not come there to kill him. But Bali could send somebody. So he thought now, he told very directly, Pathaye Bali, hoi mana mela, bhagav turakata joya saila. If they have been sent by Bali to kill me, give sign from there, I will. So it started already, like that. The idea is, in all of this story also now, very important thing is, the things in life that we run away from, sooner or later, we will have to face those very same things. I keep telling all people, whatever fears are there, we have to really face those things. Something will happen that we will have to face. Now, the same Bali, who he is scared of and who is running away from all his life, Bhagavan will send him to face that same Bali. See, what happens is, when we run away from things in life, we'll have to face them one day. Second thing is, when we have to face them, we would have become twice as weak, and that thing would have become twice as strong. Because we're putting it off for the future. So better we stand up and face our challenges, face our battles. And we should always think, Bhagavan does not send challenges in life to weaken us. Bhagavan sends challenges in life to strengthen us, actually. When we overcome those challenges, we are left stronger. And why should we become stronger? Because na ayam atma balahinena labhyaha. Mukti is not for the weak. The Upanishads tell mukti is for the strong. And so all the situations and challenges and all the difficulties and all things that we face, obstacles and all, vighna, they are all to make us strong and make us worthy for mukti. And you can't pour boiling metal in a plastic jar. We need some really solid metal to pour boiling metal, isn't it? Like that. So mukti is not any simple thing. We have to be a worthy patra to be carrying this thing called as mukti. So all of these situations and difficulties, you have to stand there and deal with them effectively. But he was on the run. So Bhagavan will make sure that he stands there and deal with them now. This is going to happen in this Kishkindha Kanda. He sent him direct. You see, all Bhagavan has to do is go send Lakshmana there. Challenge that Bali. When Bali comes out, I will. He doesn't send Lakshmana. He sends Sugriva only. But this is now Sugriva's. That will come just now. This is Sugriva's instruction to Hanumanji. And Hanumanji goes now down the hill. Bhagavan Ram, Lakshmana, they are down below. Hanumanji comes down there. And Tulsidaji continues, very next line itself. विप्ररूप कपि धरि कपितः गयौ श्री राम जय जय राम मात नाई पूछत अस भयौ श्री राम जय ओ तुम श्यामल गौर शरीरा श्री राम जय राम छत्री रूप फिर हो बलबीरा श्री प्रचल भूमि को मल पदगामी राम जय राम कवन हेतु विचरहु मन स्वामी मृदुल मनोहर सुंदर गाथा श्री राम सहत दुसह बन आतप बाता तुम दीनी देव महको नर नारायण की तुम दो जग कारण कारण भव श्री राम जय राम भंजन धरनी भार श्री राम जय तुम अखिल भुवन पति श्री राम जय लीन मनुज अवतार श्री राम जय जय राम श्याम रामचंद्र की जय Hanumanji meets Bhagwan Ram now for the first time. And Viprarupa dhari kapitaha gayau mat nai puchat asa bhayau. He took a Brahmana form and he went there before Bhagwan Ram. And Bhagwan Ram is a Kshatri form, Kshatriya Roop. Hanumanji took a Brahmana form. So the Kshatriya is supposed to bow to the Brahmana. But Hanumanji bows to Bhagwan Ram. He bows. And the idea is, you may take this form, or that form, or put on this face, or that face, but whatever is inside, that will come out. He is Das, He is a servant of Ram. So the Das, so even though he is in Brahmana form, he bows to Prabhu. Then, Kotumasyamala Gaura Sarira, he asked, who are both of you? One dark and one fair. Bhagwan Ram was dark in color, and Lakshmana was fair in color. So who are both of you? Kshatri Rupa, Kshatriyas roaming this forest. Pirahu Bana Bira, heroic forms roaming this forest. Who are both of you? He asked. So Kotum, then Kathina Bhumi Komala Padagami. How all is, if you just see the words slowly, slowly, with such soft feet, roaming this harsh forest. Soft feet means that feet are under, no? How Hanumanji knows that his feet are soft? Means how perceptive how keen his observance. To see. And then he's seeing also about, first he sees a color. And the first comment he makes means color and form means general. General color and Kshatri Roop. General form. But then, when he gives specific, moment he gives a specific observation, he observes the feet. Das Bhav, you see? The servant in him of the Lord, he looks at the feet and he says, oh, such soft feet. How or why you are roaming this forest? Kavana hetu bichara Swami, oh master. For what reason are you roaming this forest? He asked Bhagavan Ram. Mridula manohara sundara gata. With such beautiful bodies and tender looking bodies, you're roaming here. Sahata dusad bana atapa bata. Braving all this harsh weather and everything in this forest. Ki tuma tini deva mahakou. Are you two of the three, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh? Or are you Nara Narayana? Like that. Jagat Karana, Tarana Bhava Bandhana Dharani Bhar. Ki tuma akhila bhuvana pati lina manuja. Are you the Lord of the universe himself who has taken avatar to come? This is a correct guess. Correct guess. Correct guess. Are you the Lord of the universe himself who has come to remove the burden of the earth? Exact guess by Hanumanji. Like that. And he asked, I had written it down. Ko tuma, ki tuma, ki tuma, ki tuma, 4 times. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Like that. And so you see that Hanumanji is a bhakta. Just by those words. Ko tuma, ko tuma, ko tuma. If he was Jnani like Ramana Maharishi, he would say, ko ham, ko ham, ko ham. But Bhakta looks out, he says, ko tum, ki tum, like that. Jnani says, ko ham. Right? So you could see the Shastra is presented as this Bhakti Shastra. And he asked Bhagavan like that so many times. Then Bhagavan replies, now, see, this is Ko sale sadasarata ke jaye. Very nice reply by the Lord. See. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. Kosale Sadasarat ke jaye. हम पीतु बचन मानी बन आए नाम राम लक्ष्मण दो भाई संग नारी सुकुमारी सुहाई हरि निशिचर देहि विप्र फिरहि हम खोजत तेहि आपन चरित कहाँ गाई श्री राम कहु विप्र निज कथा बुझाई श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम जय जय राम सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। Kosale se Dasarat ke jaye. We are the sons of the king of Ayodhya. So he identifies because he's asking 4 times, Kotum, Kotum, Kitum, who are you? So we are the sons of the king of Kosal Desh, sons of the king of Ayodhya, Dasharatji Maharaj. In other words, he identifies himself by his origin, by his roots. Actually, it is a very powerful message in Ramcharitramanas. We identify ourselves by our name. I am named so and so. Who are you, if somebody asks? And Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi used to tell, you should identify yourself by your Atma. Who are you? I am Satchitananda. But you can't say that in your work and your job and all, I am Satchitananda, really. In our mind, we should say that. I am Satchit Ananda. Here Bhagavan Ram identifies himself. This is for social interaction and all. We should always be clear about our origin, our source, our background, our like that. My roots. Actually, not the modern word in American is roots, isn't it? Identify by the roots. So it tells Kosale Dasarat ke jaye. And then everywhere it is said we should always ask questions. Who am I? Where have I come from? What am I doing here? Where am I supposed to go? So he's answering like that only. What are we doing here? We came to the forest to keep the words of our father, because he had given word to Kaikai. So we came to keep those words. Then, Nam Ram, my name is Ram and this is Lakshmana, my brother. Like that. Then, Sangha Nari Sukumari Suhai. Iha Hari Nisichara Baitehi. Means, with us was the princess Vaidehi, and one Rakshasa kidnapped her. And that is means his problem he put last. And that is the problem, isn't it? The problem he put last. Actually, it's a very good thing. It's a nice message also. We should always try to contain sorrow. Like how when we had COVID, they tried to contain COVID. Don't travel, don't come out of your house, don't do it like that. All travel shut down. You try to contain. When there is problem, we are supposed to try to contain it. When a fire is there, you try to contain that fire, isn't it? All calamity, disaster, trouble, sorrow, like that is the general rule. Try to contain that thing. But we don't try to contain it all. The moment some sorrow comes, how are you doing? Well, what to tell you, And then that whole Ram Katha starts, goes on like that. But the better thing is, see, I'll tell you the rule with regard to this. Rule is, if you can keep that sorrow to yourself and manage it, that is the best rule. If you really cannot bear it anymore and you need somebody to speak with, don't go and speak with everybody. Find somebody, the right person, and speak with that person. So then you contain it between 2 people. Otherwise, we spread our sorrows generously everywhere. When we have sorrows, we become very generous. And when we have joys, we become very miserly. And to this Ramcharitramanas tells, Jo jasa karai, so tasa phalu chakha. Means, as we sow, so we will reap. So if I go on giving sorrow to everybody all the time, then what I will get? That is how it works, no? So we try to continue. See, Bhagavan keeps that line last in the end only, after telling so many other things. And therefore, my dear, we are looking for this Vaidehi because she was snatched away by some Rakshasa, like that. Now, one more thing I tell you. These lines and presentation of Tulsi Das Ji, what he tells Hanumanji? This is 1.5 chaupai. 1.5 chaupai, he tells his entire story. And before the second chaupai can finish, in the remaining half, he tells, I have told my story. You please tell your story now. This Bhagavan Ram is described in this Ramcharitramanas. Ram Ananta. Ananta Guna. His gunas and his traits and quality. Rama is infinite. And his gunas, traits, qualities, characteristics, his stories and glories and mahima, that also is infinite. Amita Katha Vistar. Limitless is his katha and his stories. And that Prabhu, who is infinite, with infinite glories and stories and greatness, that Prabhu could tell his whole story in 1.5 chopai. And when we get a chance, we tell a whole Shastra. How human beings, correct or not? Human beings, how we are, you see? So Bhagavan finishes his whole story in 1.5 chopai. This Ramcharitramanas has 12,000 chopais. And to tell his story, he only takes 1.5. That is the idea. Which is actually very brief. We should be. Because people like to talk about themselves. This is a disease, eh? This is a disease actually. We like to talk about ourselves. This is called a lokeshana. Lokeshana is the strongest ishana that we have. We like to be commended, we like to be praised, we like to be noticed, we like to be buttered up, we like attention, we like all like that. This is a disease. And the strongest of diseases actually. So that is why you see when they are discussing at the end of this Kishkindha Kanda, when they are discussing who will go to Lanka, everybody is telling about his strength. I can do this much, I can jump halfway, I can jump all the way like that. And Jamban told his strength, and everybody telling about their strength, and Hanumanji is just sitting quietly there, not talking about himself. Actually, it's the mark of a true devotee. He always is last. So like that, the Lord also now demonstrating this Prabhu who is Ananta, and all his glories are Ananta, endless. This Lord tells his whole story in 1.5 chopai. And then he tells Hanumanji quickly. He takes the focus light off from him and he puts it on Hanumanji. No, you tell about you. Like that. The idea is that we should always be ready to listen to the other person. But we really, all the time, we are not listening to the other person. We are waiting for them to finish so that I can tell my thing, you know. We don't hear. So that fellow telling this morning, I had chole bhature. When the moment he says chole, you just forget the rest. You don't listen to the rest of his sentence because you're already going to tell what you had. Like that. We are already planning and articulating my story in my head and we stop listening to him. I'm waiting for him to finish. Are you finished? No, sometimes he doesn't get to finish also and then we start that story. Amazing thing. All right, so now Tulsidas ji describes Prabhu Pehichani. When Hanumanji realized that this is Bhagwan himself, how many devotees of how many millennia we have all been worshipping and praying and talking and discussing and thinking about that infinite Lord who is the one who manifests this Ananta Koti Brahmanda, the sun, the moon, who has kept everything going. We are worshipping that Lord, and suddenly to see that Lord in front of him, Prabhu pe chani pareu gahicharana. He fell. Now Bhagwan himself revealed himself. He fell on the feet of Bhagwan like that. And Bhagwan Shiva is telling this story to Parvati ji in Kailash. He said, so sukha Uma, oh Uma, that joy which Hanumanji felt when he fell on the feet of Bhagwan Ram, jai nahi varna. That joy cannot be described. Because this is Bhagwan Shiva himself who hears Hanumanji. And he falls on the feet of Bhagwan Ram and feels such a bliss. He tells to Uma, that cannot be described. If Bhagwan cannot describe, who will describe? Yeah? That bliss. Pulakit tana mukha awa na bachana. Awa na bachana means his hair stood on ends and from his mouth no words could come. Hanumanji's mouth. No words could come to know that this is the Lord of the universe himself. Ishvara himself who has come in front of me. Dekhata ruchira beshakai rachina. He is amazed that infinite Ishvara could take such a simple vesh, simple dress, and come like this. He is beside himself with joy and moved to the point of no words like that. Punidhirajadhari astuti kini. And then he somehow mustered up his strength and collected himself together and he did stuti of Bhagwan Ram. Tulsidas does not write which stuti. But stuti, all of you know Bhagwan Ram. Shri Ramchandra Kripalu Bhaj Arana Bhava Vaya Narunam Shri Ramchandra Kripalu Bhaj Arana Bhava Vaya Narunam Navakanjalojan Kanj Mukhadar Kanj Padakan Karunam Nava Kanjalojan Kanj Mukhadar Kanj Padakan Karunam Iti Padati Tulsidas Shankar Sheshamuniman Ranjanam Mama Hridaya Kanja Nivas Kuru Kamadi Khaladan Ganjaram Shri Ramachandra Kripalu Bhajan Pranabhava Darunam. Stuti, Tulsidas doesn't say, but Hanumanji sang praises of Bhagwan Ram. Like that we'll imagine. And then, after singing Stuti, then something happened. Part of bhakti is an emotional part, In bhakti, emotion must be there. And the bhakta who doesn't have emotion, he's not a bhakta. Emotional part it is. So one moment is joy, and his hair standing on end, and the joy of falling on the feet of Bhagwan Ram. And the next moment, his mind became depressed. Prabhu, more nyau main pucha sai, tuma pucha ta kasa naraki nai. It is fitting that I ask who you are. But you, tava maya bas phirau bhulana, tate main nahi Prabhu pehchana. It is proper that I don't recognize you because I am here drowned in your maya. So I cannot recognize you. But you also did not recognize me. The devotee pained, hurt. I have a reason not to recognize you. And you are the reason because you cast me in this maya. Huh? You only cast me in this maya. And so I did not recognize you. So that's my reason. Ek mein manda moha basa. I'm dull-witted, taken over by moha, smitten by your maya, taken over by moha. Kutila hridaya ajnan. With a demented mind and all the durgunas, I am filled. Puni Prabhu, after casting me in this maya and subjecting me to all of this, Puni Prabhu moi bisare, oh, Dina Bandhu Bhagwan. And then you forgot me also, and people call you Dina Bandhu. Like that. You did not recognize me after having subjected me to this maya. Jatyapi nath bahu avaguna more. If, Prabhu, if you look, he says, you look at all my avagunas, my durgunas, all bad qualities. We sang recently there in camp. I will never get mukti. अगर नाथ अवगुण देखे तुम्हें, the words are not coming, I have to get that copy. अगर नाथ अवगुण मोरे तो हम कैसे भव से लगेंगे किनारे। अगर नाथ अवगुण मोरे तो हम कैसे अगर नाथ दे हो It's a nice bhajan. I want to sing a few lines for you. Oh, it went away. अगर नाथ दे होए अगर नाथ देखोगे I don't know why it's not coming now. अगर नाथ देख अगर नाथ देखोगे अवगुण हमारे तो हम कैसे भव से लगेंगे किनारे। अगर नाथ दे अवगुण हमारे तो हम कैसे भव से लगेंगे किनारे। अगर नाथ दे होगे अवगुण हमारे तो हम कैसे भव से लगेंगे किनारे। देखोगे अवगुण हमारे तो हम कैसे भव से लगेंगे किनारे। हमारे लिए क्यों देर किए हो, हमारे लिए क्यों देर किए हो। गणिका अजामिल को पल में उबारे। अगर नाथ देखोगे अवगुण हमारे तो हम कैसे भव से लगेंगे किनारे। अगर नाथ देखोगे अवगुण हमारे तो हम कैसे भव से लगेंगे किनारे। बोलो राम 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 सीता राम राम राम। राजा राम 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 सीता राम राम राम। हरे राम 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 सीता राम राम राम। सीता राम राम राम। Hanumanji uses the very same word. Jadapi nath bahu avaguna more. Avaguna means all my bad qualities. Because bhakta should never feel that he has all good qualities. Actually, it is a true bhakta only. Anybody feel that they're too good, he cannot be a bhakta. He could never be a bhakta. I am too good. Unfortunately, this is a very bad disease of all human beings. We always feel that we are good and we are proper and we are prim and proper and right, and the other person is wrong and bad and this and that, isn't it? All people feel that about others. Actually, it is a good thing that you belong to Sanatana Dharma also, because no other dharma teaches us to see Bhagwan in everyone. No dharma teaches this thing. So we are lucky. So, Prabhu, even though I may have all these avagunas, sevak Prabhu pare jani bhore, but please don't forsake me. Hanumanji tells like this to Hanuman, Nata jiva tava maya moha. The jiva is there, drowned in your maya and so taken over by moha. Then, so nistarai tumharihi choha, means we can only cross over by your grace, like that. Nothing will happen without your grace. Tapara me raghubir tu hai jano nahi kachu bhajan pai. I don't know. I swear by you, Prabhu, I don't know any, shastras, bhajan, kirtan. I don't know any bhakti. I don't know anything. But sevaka sutapati matu bharose. Just like the sevak has faith in his master, and like that. Everybody have faith in something higher. I have faith in you, like that. And asakahi pareo charana kulai. Now, 1 minute happy, next minute so disappointed, like that, with pain in his heart, he fell on the feet of Bhagwan Ram. Once more. This time when he fell on the feet, asakahi pareo charana kulai, nijatanu pragati priti urachai. This time he reverted back to his own monkey form when he fell the second time. And Prabhu immediately, Tavaragopati uthai urlai, nijat lochana jalasi chijurai. Bhagwan lifted him immediately and brought him to his heart. And Tulsidashi's description, with his own tears, Bhagwan with his own tears did Abhishek for Hanumanji. Then and only the tab word is, Tulsidashi likes this word, he uses every time. Tab means then and only then. When Hanumanji reverted back to his original form. The idea is, this is pure Vedanta. See, now it brought him to his heart, they became one. That is the symbolism there. So we will only become one with Brahman when we have given up our false identifications. It's Vedanta only. Right now, I have taken on identity with this body. So I feel I am this body. It's called Dehatma Buddhi. So I've taken on this form. But when Guru tells, Revaya, that is not your form. This is only your roop. Really, you have to look to your Swarup. When Guru tells, and I discard this false form, and I take on my true form, that time I merge with Paramatma there and then. Only when Hanumanji rejected that form and took his original form, then Bhagavan brought him. So what a clear symbolism of Ramayana, teaching Vedanta through the stories. And Tulsidaji has a knack for doing this. He teaches every principle of Upanishad. I'm telling you, there is nothing in Upanishad which I have not yet seen in this Ramcharitramanas. Everything is there. Hanumanji and Bhagavan became one. So, we just have to go on rejecting our false identification. Bhagavan, what he means to say, Hanumanji, I did not recognize you because you took a different form. How I will recognize? One fellow saw another man on the street. He said, "Hey, George, look at you. My God, you have put on so much weight. You changed so much, I cannot recognize you. You lost all your hair also. Wow." So much change. That fellow said, what George? My name is not George. He said, you change your name also? It changed so much that he can't recognize. Hanumanji changed so that Bhagwan also could not recognize. And usually, when we have sorrow in this world, this is how many messages are there in this? Usually, I mean, I have assumed a wrong form, false form. He assumed a false form. All jivas have assumed false form. Second thing is, he telling Prabhu, you cast me in this Maya, and you forgot me and all. Really, in this world, when we have any sorrow, in this Balkand, Tulsidaji has written very nicely. He says, Kahu na ko sukh dukh kar data, nij krit karma bhog sab bhrata. Nobody is the source of your joy or your sorrow. You are the author of your own joy and own sorrow. But quickly we look to blame somebody. Yeah, the government did this, the company did this, the state did this, the president did this, and somebody did this, and therefore I had misery. Really, I am the source of my own misery, really. Like that. All right. Well, this is one portion of this Ramcharitramanas, of this Kishkindha Kanda. Finished. Hanumanji now meets Bhagwan Ram, but it takes a really nice turn now. Hanumanji will take Bhagwan Ram and Lakshmana to meet Sugriv. It is said in this Ramcharitramanas very nicely, When the Bhakta meets the Bhakta, they think about Bhagavan. In Sundarkand, when Hanumanji meets Vibhishan, they think about Bhagavan. When the Bhakta meets Bhagavan, the Bhakta thinks about the other Bhakta. So now immediately his mind goes to Sugriv. So he tells Prabhu, Sugriv is here, he is your great devotee, and he is suffering. You please come there. So that we'll see tomorrow. And I took 5 minutes more, because I came 5 minutes late. Okay. I don't know what you do here, but in Trinidad, when we have Ramcharitramanas like this, we always sing Ramayana Arati. It will only take a few minutes. Somebody can do Arati. Okay, yeah. Not everybody should come and do Arati, that will take all night. आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सिय पी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सिय पी की गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीकि विज्ञान विशारद सुख सनकादिशेष अरु सारद बरनि पवन सुत कीरति आरती पुराण अष्टदश छो शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन तोरस मुनिजन धन संतन को सर्वस सार अमृत सम्मत सब ही आरती श्री संकट शंभु भवानी अर्घत संभव मुनि विज्ञानी व्यास आदि कवि बर जब खानी नागभूषण गरुड़ देही कलिमल हरनि विषय रस फीकी सुभग सिंगार मोके जुबती गलन रोग भव मूरियनी डाक मात सब विधि तुलसी की मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष मंगलाय तनो हरि त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम श्यावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय बोल भाई सब संतन की जय श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव हरि ओम तत्सत।